Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Workout International. I'm in Thailand, in Phuket, and I'm very close to AKA gym, but last night I was at Pichai. That's a very, very beautiful gym here in Ravai, which is a region in Thailand. I had a sparring session. Ismail Lazar was there, Cihad Kepenek was there, Samet, who is about to fight against Roman Kriklia for the title at One Championship on the 7th of November. He was also there, so some high level fighters were present, and I had a great sparring session. I sparred with Cihad Kepenek, and I'm gonna show you the video. I'm very curious to know what you think about the sparring session. Did I get knocked out? Did I get knocked down? Did I get embarrassed? I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments what your expectations were. I'm gonna be real, it was tough, it wasn't easy, but anyways, let's walk a little bit and I'm gonna tell you about the session yesterday. So it was a Friday night sparring session. That's like a common thing at this gym, Pichai. They spar on Friday night. So I thought, all right, this is a big opportunity. So I went to spar with them. I did not spar with Ismail Lazar or with Samet, who is about to fight against Roman Kriklia, but I did 2 rounds with Cihad Kepenek, and it was very, very tough. I mean, the power this man possesses, it's crazy. Every shot, like when he was landing a shot, I could feel the alarm system in my mind just saying, shit man, there is like a voice which tells you, okay, it's going bad, it's going bad. So I had that voice in a couple of occasions, but my ego would not have allowed me to quit and to say, oh, I'm not capable of continuing. So yeah, it was a hard sparring session. Now we're just chilling with Ali, just relaxing, walking, and I want to know, guys, what do you want to see in terms of content? Who do you want me to spar with? Would you like to see me spar with Ismail Lazar? Would you like to see me spar with Samet, who is a One Championship fighter, who actually won the Senshi tournament recently? Tell me who you would like to see me spar and fight with, and we're gonna make this happen. And a very, very important point which I want to make. First of all, look behind me. The jungle is very, very close. A very important point, because very often when you look at sports journalism, the journalists are the guys who, basically weak guys. They cannot fight, they're not athletic, they're not muscular, they're not manly, they're just nerds who ask questions. But I want to break this stigma. I want to prove that as a journalist, you can be a man. As a journalist, you can also be a fighter. As a journalist, you can be an athletic person. As a journalist, you can be a man. I want to break that stigma, because it annoys me to see these situations where the journalist almost gets bullied in the ring, or maybe he goes for a sparring session but he does not know anything in terms of fighting. Because if you are about to speak about fighting, you must have a certain extent of fighting skills. You must know how to at least throw a jab or a right straight, a right cross. You need to have certain skills. Because how am I supposed to be speaking about Nabil Khasheb or about Rico Verhoeven? How am I supposed to be criticizing those people if I personally cannot fight at all? It's ridiculous. There is a motor coming now. He's gonna go to the right. Oh no, he's coming. Yeah, so how am I supposed to be criticizing these people if I cannot fight myself? Exactly. That's why I train every day. That's why I'm trying to become a mixed martial artist at a high level. And look, I mean, I do have some experience, because I've done 6 boxing fights in the past. I've done 2 MMA fights. So I do have some experience. Obviously, it was on an amateur level. But for 3 years, I left the game. I wasn't training. Maybe I was working a little bit on the back. Maybe I was running and doing pull-ups and stuff, but I was not involved in the sport. But now, ever since I came to Thailand, I train every day. I train Muay Thai. I will also go back to MMA very, very soon. But my point is, if I'm gonna speak about fighting, I have to be fighting. And if a fighter wants to fight me, I will fight. Because the journalist is not a pussy. The journalist has to be a man a masculine man who can also fight. Maybe I will lose. Maybe I will get knocked out. But I'm supposed to fight because I'm a man. And as a man, regardless of the outcome of the fight, you have to take the fight. You have to fight. You have to stand your ground. And as we are walking towards the jungle, I'm thinking to myself, yesterday when we sparred with Cihad, and when he started throwing these heavy shots, because he was controlled, but at a certain stage he went a little bit hard. I could have backed down. I could have said, take it easy. I could have quit. But my manly ego would not have allowed that. I mean, how am I supposed to look in the mirror when I know that I sparred with a person and that I just gave up? Obviously, you lose, but give your best. Give your best. Prove. And that's also in life. I mean, imagine you're in the gym. Imagine you're lifting weights, all right? And let's say the dumbbell is about 10 kilograms. And you can lift that dumbbell, no problem. Then you go with 12 kilograms, it gets a little bit difficult. Then you go with 14, it gets even more difficult. Then with 16, it's difficult, very difficult. But that doesn't mean, it's 16, I'm gonna let it. No, you take the 16 kilo dumbbell and you try to lift it. And you push as much as possible. And the same is with fighting, and the same is with pressure in life. So for example, Cihad, his power is crazy. He's a glory heavyweight. I mean, the man fought against Nordin Mahieddine. He knocked out Nordin Mahieddine. They had a war. Their first fight was a war, very competitive, split decision loss, very close. The man fought against the uncle twice. The man is a killer. He fought against Laïdouni. He is a top fighter. So when I'm fighting against him, I know that my chances of winning are very, very, very small. But am I supposed to say, you're too big. You're a glory fighter. You're a heavyweight. Take it easy. No. I give my best, I try to survive, but not only to survive, I try to punch, I try to do something. If it works out, great. If not, I lose. But at least I gave my best. And that's very important, because for me, it's a shame to call yourself, I'm a journalist, my thing is not fighting, you're probably gonna beat me, blah, blah. That's feminine talk, that's weak talk. You cannot say that, you know. Yes, I'm gonna lose. I'm not a professional fighter. I'm not a glory fighter. I don't have their skills. I don't have their speed, their stamina, none of that. But at least I'm supposed to give my best. And that's that. And I'm gonna break this stigma. I'm gonna be the first journalist. Obviously not the first, because you've got Michael Bisping and you've got all those former fighters who used to compete professionally, but eventually decided to become journalists, analysts, reporters. I get that. But in general, very often you see the journalists, they're like guys who are very skinny, very weak. Maybe they've done a couple of boxing lessons. The way they hit the back is even funny, you know, and that's not gonna be me. I'm gonna be a journalist who is capable of fighting, probably not at GLORY Kickboxing level or one championship level or anything like that, but I'm gonna be a journalist who is skilled in fighting. And I think that's very, very important. So you're gonna see the sparring session. I want you to give me your feedback. I'm gonna upload one of the rounds. We did 2 rounds. I'm gonna upload the second round. Give me your feedback, give me your opinion, what you thought about the sparring session. And tell me what I need to improve, because there is plenty of space for improvement in my game. And that's it, guys. And follow the channel. I truly need your support. I told you I've got until the end of November. So I've got less than 1.5 months to gather 1,000 subscribers. So every subscriber is extremely important. Follow the journey, subscribe, and that's it, guys. Sky's the limit. Look at the place where I'm at the moment. And I know many of you are going to a job which you hate, and I know you have to be there at 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, and you have to clock in, and then the whole day you have to be walking on your toes, being very careful what you say, because maybe a colleague is gonna snitch you, or maybe the manager is gonna get mad at you or something, and maybe you're gonna lose that job. I know that, and I lived that life for many, many years, but I'm gonna give you my piece of advice. You need to be doing something that you love. You need to wake up and follow something and live a life. Your life has to be You have to live with a purpose. The purpose cannot be, oh, Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna go party and we're gonna forget about the rest of the week. No, every day you need to wake up and know, all right, I'm excited, I'm gonna work on my purpose, I'm gonna work on something that I love. And I truly have that here. After 8 years of washing dishes, cleaning houses, cleaning big, how do you say that, fabrics, I'm not sure what the word is. So cleaning warehouses, cleaning houses, washing dishes, working at the restaurant, doing internships which I completely not care about, working with refugees, which is a very, very noble job, and I am grateful for it and I appreciate the job and I loved it very much. But I mean, I went in that country, the Netherlands, I went from the bottom and I was climbing and climbing and climbing for years and years and years. But I know that even if you are on top of the hierarchy of this 9-to-5 world, this is not life. And that's why I decided to quit that. I decided to go for my dream, to be a world-level journalist, to create content, to speak with the fighters, to be a fighter myself. And that's it. I'm following my dream. I'm going for my dream. And my piece of advice for you is, if your life feels like you're just surviving and you're just waiting for Saturday, Sunday, make a change. Sit down, take the phone, ask ChatGPT, describe your situation, ask ChatGPT what you could do and do something. 6 months ago, I was on vacation and my best friend Yanis was getting married, and I was thinking to myself, I'm in Greece, it's warm, perfect weather, seaside, warm people, warm climate. What if I can actually go to such a place and work and do my passion, follow my passion? And that's when I came up with the idea over Thailand 6 months ago. Here I am now, 6 months later, living the dream. Every day I wake up, I get a solid training session. I do interviews, I create content. So thank God for this, you know. So choose something that you truly love. Say goodbye to everything that holds you back. I don't care about houses, about friends, about girlfriends. Look, I love my friends. I had a girlfriend, everything. I had everything in the Netherlands, but I was not fulfilled. And that's why I decided to chase my dream. So chase the dream, leave everything that holds you back, and keep on going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Warrior Code International, let's go. Oes.
Straight inside, straight inside. Five.